This is GB Camper Conversion's latest van tour of a short wheelbase Ford Transit Custom with a pop top, camper conversion. So we'll just show you around the vehicle. Quite a nice spec vehicle as well, this one is. So it's got the privacy glass windows on the side loading door and opposite. Say it's got the pop top roof with a scenic canvas, and there is a bed up there as well. This particular Transit Custom has the auto box with the sat nav and the twin front passenger seat. So just coming to the conversion then itself on the side loading door here, this is a removable box. This was a request of the customer. So they do have an awning. This is their removable seat box, toilet. So you've got your Thetford cassette toilet in there. Obviously with the smaller vehicle you have limited space. That's the filler cap, but that's how you take it out to empty it. And then you just obviously put it in your awning. We've made it so that it can fit in the conversion area at night and it won't interfere with the bed and anything else, so it'll just live by the side loading door. Obviously you can still get in and out of the rear doors from the inside of the van or from the outside of the van, so I'm just going to put it back in there as if it was going to be used on the night time. So it's there, obviously the side loading door's shut, that just rests up against the back of the side loading door. You can still open the door to use the flush, which you'd need to on this particular one, but it's just there. So I should just leave it there. We'll go in to the van through the back. So I'll put a bit of cardboard down just so I don't keep dirty in the floor. So at the back then we've got two bench seats, upholstered in their choice of colour as well. It was the charcoal they've gone for, and this is the bed as well. So they've opted to sleep across the van. Again, it's a customer choice, it's a customer preference. We build them to how they want them, and this is what they wanted, sleeping across the van. So at the end of each bench then you've got your magazine net, and then we've just put a little pocket on the back door. So when you're in, I mean, again, I suppose you could use it when you're out the van. If you want to put a table outside, you've got somewhere to pop your book, your phone, you might get a small beaker in there. But that's the purpose of those. And again, when the door's shut, you can still just put your stuff in there. Again, when the bed's down, you can still just put your stuff in there. You can search for your magazine net, and you can get to your curtains as well. These are the curtains. They're pre-bent rails, and it's just a case of you've got your tie on there. You can just unclip, pop it in there. Again, another use for it. Slide your curtains across. I've got the press studs, just so that you're ready on the night time, and then the same on the driver's side as well. So coming into the van then, we have a little countertop here with the fridge underneath. So this is the Vitrifigo 50 litre fridge, and it is actually 50 litre capacity. You get an ice box at the top with a movable shelf, movable shelves on the door as well, and then there's a little flap there on this shelf. So if you have taller items, they can sit, you can put them through the top and they can sit on the floor, so they can go the full length, which again is a nice little touch with the Vitrifigo fridge. And then on the side of this unit, you've got some power sockets. We've got your 240 socket. Again, there's a gap down the side of the seat because there's ply there. So that's where you'd trail your cable off to run whatever you're going to put on here. You've got your 12 volt power socket, and then you've got two USBs. One's a 1 amp and one's a 2.1 amp. Over on the other side, we've got the same thing. Your 12 volt, your two USBs, your 240, and then above we've got the Sargent control panel that we use. Now this being 14.2 at the moment, there's a solar panel fitted on the roof as well with a Victron smart solar charge controller, which is a nice bit of kit. You can use it via a Bluetooth app, or via Bluetooth through an app rather. So you can adjust the float voltage, various settings on it, what type of battery you're charging. Nice piece of kit. So that's why we're up at the minute, but you can get rid of the display. You've got the central position, that will go down to 0. That's basically for, we've fitted the 240 volt mains in here as well with a charger transformer. So when we set at the 0 position, when we're on mains, we're not at the moment, that'll put a 12 volt power supply to all your appliances, sockets, lighting and what have you. And then you've got vehicle. That's just telling you the state of the vehicle battery at the moment. Again, when you're plugged in mains, which is why we like to fit this panel, whichever you have it switched to on mains, that battery will get charged via the charger transformer that we fit in there as well. So that's a nice little bit of kit. Just looking above then, it's all been carpeted in silver. That was the choice. You've got the temperature sensor for the diesel heater that we've fitted. And then coming across the top, you've got your, obviously let's turn the lights on. You've got your switch lights. We've gone for a warm white at the back. This is what we would class as the lounging area. So we've put warm white in, so it's a bit of a lower light rather than a bright, cool white. We have gone for the cool white at the front of the van though. So one is your entry light. So if you leave that panel on, it's not going to do any harm. You can knock the voltage off so nobody sees any lights in there if they want to peer through the windows. But if you just leave the light switch down and it down on leisure battery, it's not going to draw any current unless we're actually using something. So the idea is that on a dark night, obviously, when you come in, you open the side loading door, you just reach up for your first light. That will give you an entrance light into the vehicle. So you can come in and find your way around. It has got the lights in the pop top as well with USB points, and they're on a flex. So they're nice little reading lights if someone's up here and they want a light. They're touch sensitive. And again, because they're on the flex, you can just bend them out of the way. They don't get in the way of the pop top when it comes up and down. So coming further along, on the end of this seat box here, that's our heater outlet. I don't know if you can see just there. So it's directional, it can be moved. And that's the 2 kilowatt diesel heater that we've fitted. We've installed it underneath the van. Again, it's just a space saving thing that we've done. In a small van, you need to make the most of the space that you're going to get. So we've located it underneath on the appropriate bracket. And then we've just brought the heater the ducting in through the floor, through its outlet, and the inlet is down in this corner. But it's doing its job. It's allowing cool air in into the heater. It's then heating it up and coming out down there. Coming onto the kitchen unit then, just above both sides we've fitted the Horex blinds, and then the same on the side loading door. So on the kitchen unit then, this is a Dometic 9722, again with the limited space. This is about 765 in length, width. So we only have limited space with the beds being as wide as what they are, and then again allowing the driver to move his seat comfortably. We couldn't get the 9 treble 2 in, so we've gone for this. It does exactly the same. It's got a decent sized deep bowl. Again, this has a cold water supply. You've got your 2 hobs, both controls there. You've got your small pan, which is this side, and then you've got your large flame on this side for a larger pot. So auxiliary and pump, we're on leisure battery, we know the voltage is there. So yeah, cold water supply. Now, again, in a small van, you only get limited space, but the customer wanted the 2 containers, one containing the fresh water and one containing the waste, in the same compartment. So we've just got a submersible pump coming off there. It draws from the fresh and it just goes straight into the waste, obviously unless you put the plug in. We've popped a little shelf above there for any sort of little items you want to put above that go with your sink. Now we use the spring-loaded hinges, and these are flap hinges, and they are just so much more robust than just the little flat hinges that you normally see on most doors. These will hold a much bigger screw, so you've got less fear of the door coming off. Even if it gets a good knock, it's not going anywhere. They are actually solid spring-loaded hinges. So we've got 2 other cupboards next to, with drop-down doors, shelved off compartment. Again, using the same hinges, we put the little buttons on just for soft close, so it's not banging on there. We use aluminium handles, the silver knock-on edging, the aluminium corner profile. That keeps the unit nice and sturdy and together. So again, bottom compartment, same as the one above, just gives you a chance to put different items in. Again, smaller unit, we're trying to maximise the space. Next to that, we have another compartment. Now in the back corner at the back there is a drop hole, and that's purely because the gas connection to the hob is at the back of the hob above this cupboard. So we allow the gas to drop down and it needs to find its way out, and it's going to be through that drop hole. And then a cutlery drawer. That's got all their information. The solar panel charger, the 240 we've fitted, the smart charger, the tap, the plug, the lids for their containers. So you've got storage now underneath these 2 seats, and I'll show you how the bed works. This is obviously a table base, but we'll show you that in a minute. It's just a case of pull that base out. Now, because these 2 need to meet in the middle, we didn't put a handle on. A handle and a handle, if they clash, it means my panels don't go together. So we pull that one out, we pull that one out. They just meet in the middle. Then you get your 1 backrest, 2 backrests. So you can make this when you're in the van or when you stood outside the van. That's just a case of pushing it down. We go for a tighter fit and allow the sponge that's in there, the foam that's in there, to take up the excess room rather than it flapping about. So width-wise on this one, it's 1200 wide, which is quite a decent width. Wider than most your rock and roll beds that you'll get anyway. It's normally standard around about 1100, maybe not even that in some cases, unless you go for the wider one. They are available, but so we've made it as wide as we dare, just because of the the less length that we're getting on the bed. So it's only 1700 wide. The customer knows this. They're happy with this. It's their choice. It's fine. But you can still get to everything. That's the thing. I suppose you can still get up and still use your kitchen unit. Still get access to the fridge. You've got your power sockets. You can still get up and use the toilet box. So this is what I was on about. Obviously, the toilet box is here. We're just going to lift that up. You can use that now in the middle of the night. Again, it's just a feature that the customer requested. And that's what we've come up with. And again, because they used the drive-away awning on this one, because it's got the awning rail on the side as well that we've put on, that can live in the awning if they decide to take the awning with them. So it's not in the way. It's not in the way anyway, because we can still get out the back doors. We've still got access to getting out the back doors from inside. So, you know, at night time, you've got access to your lights, you've got access to your control panel. And then up here is where we've put the dial for the heater, just keeping it out of the way. Obviously, when you're sat here, you don't want to be trying not to bang your head off things. So we've put it up out of the way. It's not too much out of the way. You can still get to the rotary dial nice and easy. And there's only a couple of functions on there. You've got the heating that's controlled by the dial, and then you've got the heating that's controlled by the thermostat. The other one is just purely for the fan. It blows cold air. So on a nice warm day, if you want to get cool, you just turn the cool fan on and it just blows cool air. So that's another nice little feature. Again, having the pop top and having the bed up there, it's there if you want to use it. So it's not like you're limited to using this as a bed. This is just customer's preference. It's got the scenic canvas, so it can be unzipped all the way around to let in all that light. It has got front and side zipped compartments anyway to allow that light in. So they are on both sides. And you've got your pull down bed as well. Now you would probably, with this particular one, you'd probably have to come up through the cab, but then because you've got the seats there, it's easy to get up and in. So like I say, with the bench seats, you know, it's quite a simple operation just to turn it into a bed. We have storage underneath. So under that one, it's just pure free storage. So you can get quite a bit of stuff under there. Shut those back. And then over this side, so we've got the consumer unit on that back wall with the charger transformer. Down there, you can get access to your MCBs. Then we've got the controller for the solar panel. And then right at the very end here, in its own little sealed compartment, is the gas box with the drop hole. You've got your single tap. You've got your nozzle to put your pipe straight onto, you've got your gas drop hole, and then you've got your bracket at the back to hold your bottle in place. And that lives in there. So we've left the cushions loose purely and simply so that you can get access underneath those two seats. It's not the end of the world if you have to move one. Unfortunately, like I say, having a small van, there are sort of compromises that you have to come to. But I think this works quite well. Yeah, I really do. you know, you get two nice seating areas. You get all the equipment that you want. You've got your diesel heater, you've got your fridge, you've got your hob, your sink, you've got your water, you've got your solar panel, you've got your mains electric, and we've got a toilet as well, if we want to carry it around with us. But like I say, it's not really in the way. We can still get in and out of the back doors. If the wind gets up, we can pull the roof down and still quite comfortably sit in here and use everything in here, go to sleep in here, you know, it's, yeah. Now, just one more thing then. Like I say, we had a table base. I've put the leg at the front. Again, if it was a walkway and they had two single seats and they were swiveling them round, we wouldn't have put it there. It's just because it's a redundant area, there's nothing happening. It just lives there. It's on two clips, so it's not going to go anywhere. And the table location for storage, again, you know, just out the way. It's not disturbing anything at all because the fridge needs to be here. Just pivot up your turnbuckle. I'm doing it from an awkward angle. Just pull it out, drop it on. And we've both got enough leg room, and it's just high enough above your legs. That's a 700mm standard height. I think the Fiamma ones you can cut them down if you wanted to, but I don't think there's any need to there. Again, you know, you can pivot it around if you don't want to sit that close. You can have more spread of table that way. So again, it's that compromise. I could have made the table so much bigger, but where am I going to put it? The only space that we had sort of left without, do I put it up there in the way? Do I put it over there behind the driver's seat and make him sit even further forward? No, it was just a case of, it's a compromise. It's a decent sized table. You know, that's plenty of room to get something on, but if you want more room, you just spin it round so you can get, you know, a full size plate each now, this we're talking. Just be careful when she's eating her peas, you don't start knocking them off. So, like I say, we're GB Camper Conversions based in the Midlands in Tamworth, Staffordshire. You can drop a thumbs up on the video if you want to, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yeah, go to the website, www.gbcamperconversions.com. We've got a few videos on there, we've got some pictures, we've got descriptions, we've got customer feedback. You know, if there's anything we can do for you, anything you're interested in, drop us a line, drop us an email, there's a phone number on to give us a call. You know, we'll have a chat. But thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.